Sunday fun day. Welcome everyone to the #1 daily Bitcoin pod. In today's show, I'll be breaking down the latest Bitcoin technical analysis as well as breaking news. The Bitcoin fees just hit a 20-month high as miner revenues matched the $69,000 Bitcoin price action. Also, asset manager Franklin Templeton, Strategist, sees every national treasury holding on to Bitcoin and says the Bitcoin will be the base unit of trade. We'll also be discussing VanEck CEO expecting a new Bitcoin price all-time high amid the imminent interest rate cuts. I'll be breaking down his timeline. We'll also be discussing the analyst who caught the crypto rally earlier in the year, unveils his roadmap for Bitcoin to surge to $110,000 per coin. Also be breaking down his timeline, as well as breaking news. Qatar's $500 billion sovereign wealth fund will be converted into Bitcoin, according to Max Keiser. That's right. He says the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and Qatar are about to drop $1 trillion into Bitcoin. The high priest also says what I heard 9 months ago and reported on is happening. Aramco, the largest oil company in the world, is doing a Michael Saylor and putting billions of dollars into Bitcoin. The FOMO is real. We'll also be taking a look at the overall crypto market. All this plus so much more in today's show. Now, welcome everyone just joining us. Happy Sunday fun day. Let me know how your weekend is going thus far. And massive shout out to everyone out there. Shout out to David. Shout out to Earl Harris. What it do, family? Will Stopson versus Guru. Always a pleasure. What it do, Jason? Appreciate you tuning into the live stream. What up, Shell Bullet? What up, Luno? Lord? What up, Jeffrey? Wow, that'd be amazing. Barack, welcome. Hey, from Houston. Got more stats this morning. Well, congratulations. Can't stop, won't stop. Kind of like Diddy back in the 90s. And wow, my zoom changed on the camera. So you got more of a fuller perspective. Wasn't anticipating that. Let me fix that real quick. Let me know where you guys are tuning in from. Don't forget, this is a live and interactive show, so greatly appreciate everyone's feedback. And let me know if the stream is loud, clear, and smooth. Most importantly, let's see, we can zoom like this, we can zoom like this, we can zoom like this. What do you guys prefer? I usually have it fully zoomed in like this. Let me know your feedback, family. I appreciate that. Welcome, Sailing with Twins. FOMO, let's freaking go. Mojo, mofo. I say FOMO like a mofo. Samir, let's go from Belgium. Belgium in the building. What it do, Jay? San Diego. Maximus, shout out to our moderators. Also to Digital Dankness, the Coin Father, and the rest of the crew. Eggs and Chips, welcome, family. BCD 2020, let's get it. Hello from Saudi. Oh, snap. Saudi Arabia in the building. That's what's up. DCA Bitcoin says good afternoon. Good afternoon, family. James is in the shower, but still tuned in. I appreciate that, family. Corona Free Radio. What it do, JV from New York? Let's go, New York. Budapest, Hungary in the building. Shout out to Frank. I appreciate you. Yahim says a beautiful warm December day of 44 degrees in lower Michigan. Good Lord. It's 85 degrees here in Puerto Rico, so I can't complain. What up, Damien? Getting to the end of the consolidation triangle breakout to start range, and I hope so. We just recaptured 42,000 here before I went live. Solana and Bonk, says Dale. I guess you're bullish on those two. What up, Chester? UK in the building. Patrick Wood, what it do? Hi from Canada. Shout out to Stu Buys Crypto. Appreciate you, Stu. What it do? Hodl Gang representing. Shout out to all the paid members of the channel who are in the Hodl Gang. You'll notice the star, which is the badge right next to their name. We have over 200 paid members of the channel, and we just launched our paid memberships like 2 weeks ago, so I greatly appreciate all that support. Freddie says 74 degrees here in South Florida. Sounds beautiful to me. I love Florida weather, hence why I'm in Puerto Rico. 85 degrees. I need to be in PR, says Shell Bullet. For real, for real. That's right. Istanbul also in the building. Shout out heavy metal enthusiasts. Appreciate you, fam. Carl says there's going to be an ish ton of Bitcoin leverage. You could already imagine 8 days out from Christmas, fam. Where do you think Satoshi will take us for this Christmas price action? Let me know your thoughts. Also, we're now less than a month away from the deadline for the SEC to approve the ETFs for the spot, which is a big deal. There's currently 13 applications sitting on the desk of Gary Gensler, the chairman. Also, we have the Bitcoin halving scheduled to take place in April. So you already know 2024 is going to be so lit, kind of like the Steph Curry jersey I'm rocking right now. Let's go. What up, Kevin? 78 degrees in sunny Arizona, AZ in the building as well. Tuning in from Southeast Asia, says Skip on down the road. Appreciate you, Skip. Hello from Atlanta, Georgia. Shout out to Mike. Appreciate you tuning in. Thriller from Manila. Oh my God. Philippines in the building. Shout out to Jace Riggs. Let's go. Yes, 48.6 to 52,000. Peak coming. Send it. Let's get it. South Africa in the building. Shout out to Stanley with Twins. An OG here. Tuning in from Clearwater, Florida. My old stomping grounds, DCA. That's what's up. Passive is calling for a 50,000 price action. Definitely speaking my language. I still think that's a pretty solid, realistic target for this month of December. Bakersfield, California in the building. Shout out to Eric Castro. And again, more shout outs to Arizona. Don't worry about that. They are watching, says Majin. Right on, guys. Libya, appreciate you tuning in as well. We got people here literally from all over the world. What a blessing. Samir, 45,000 by the end of the year. Send it. Let's get it. That's practically the top right now, just shy of 45 Gs. It's 40 degrees in Juicy. Oh, snap. That's pretty cold for my blood. You know what I mean? Boring Oklahoma here, says Damien. Hi from Bahrain. Appreciate you, the old Bahrain, for tuning in as well. But anyways, family, without further ado, if you're new to the channel, be sure to smash that subscribe button to receive daily premium crypto news alerts every single day just like this, including weekends. And also be sure to smash the like and hit the bell icon because you'll receive these, and not only that, you're going to help support the channel and help usher in this massive Bitcoin adoption, which is the goal. I've been preaching the holy gospel of Satoshi for the past 1,494 episodes. We're about to hit 1,500 here in the next week. And let's get this mofo lit like that Christmas tree you see on your screen, because it tis the season. And with that being shared, fam, this is pod episode number 1494. I'm your host, JV, and today is December 17th, 2023. Let's kick it off with our market watch, as we do each and every day. We got Bitcoin currently correcting, but still hovering above 42,200. We have Ether barely in the red, maintaining above 2,200 as well, as all the major cryptos have been correcting and in the red. Let's zoom out for the monthly to get a broader perspective. Bitcoin still up a whopping 16.5% on the month. We have Ether up 14%, Solana up 27%, Cardano up a whopping 60%, and AVAX straight killing the game, up almost 94%. And checking out coinmarketcap.com, the current crypto market cap sits just shy of $1.6 trillion, with roughly 48 billion in volume in the past 24 hours. The Bitcoin dominance is on the decline at 51.6%, and the Ether dominance has also been on the decline at 16.8%, as many of the alts continue breaking out. And checking out the top 100 crypto gainers of the past 24 hours, ICP leading the pack yet again, up another 9% on the day and 110% on the week, now with a $5 billion market cap. We have Bidget token up 7%, followed by Curved Out token up roughly 5.5%. Now, which altcoins are you most bullish on for this bull run? Please let me know in the comments right down below. And don't forget, this is a live and interactive show, so also let me know where you're tuning in from, fam. And checking out Crypto Bubbles to get a visual perspective of the market on the day. We can see a mixed bag. Overall, the majority are in the red, but we still have some in the green, again, including ICP, CRV, and BGB. And now checking out the Crypto Greed and Fear Index. We're back on the rise with a 73 in greed. Yesterday, a 67. Last week, a 74. And last month, a 63 in greed. So there you have it. My crypto fam, where do you feel December is likely to take us for the peak price action? Do you think we break the annual high sitting just shy of 44,800? Let me know your honest thoughts and I'll read some of your comments. And welcome y'all just joining us. A lot more people are moving there. 401ks and Bitcoin in the company, says the Vineyards. Which location you referring to, big dog? ICP gang here, says Damien. Well, congrats on your gains on the day. Altura, Solana, and VeChain, says Freddie. Well, I know VeChain is an official sponsor of the UFC. How many of you were watching Covington get owned by Edwards last night? Or I should say this morning. It was like almost 3 a.m. by the time the fights were done here in Puerto Rico. But hey, I digress. It was a good fight night overall, but that fight sucked. Covington didn't have nothing for him. Yo, I'm into Chili's big in the chat. I'm back in Miami. Shout out Miami, James. Buy more Bitcoin as it goes lower. That's right. Seize the moment. Take advantage of these dips because you may never see a price action like this ever again, especially with the ETFs around the corner, followed by the Bitcoin halving in 2024. Do says 500 billion, that would be more than 50% of the total supply. Yeah, it would be absolutely insane. I get it. The Bitcoin market cap right now is not even $1 trillion. And the rumor is Qatar and the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia collectively could be purchasing $1 trillion worth of Bitcoin. Clearly, not even that much Bitcoin exists at this time on the exchanges, but we shall see. This is the rumor. This is the word on the streets. I'm going to be breaking down all this latest, so make sure to stay tuned to the end of the show. What up, Fairground Fun Fairs? Hit that like. We need a bull run. Amen. We need to get JV to 100,000 subs as well. It's long overdue, and I appreciate all the support. Spell Token has that look. Well, spell kind of sounds like some alchemy there, so beware of those spells. Bitcoin is holding well. Merry Christmas. What does that say? Had no value for the dump in your sleep, says Will. Right on, guys. Oh, the memes. You're talking about the meme tokens. Yeah, 100%. I started buying and selling after watching the stochastic RSI weekly charts. Makes things too easy. Oh, right on. Yeah, the charts are looking bullish as all heck as well. Maybe we'll look at the charts here shortly when we do our TA. Bitcoin FOMO incoming. You already know, Eric, we have something we didn't have the previous cycle, which is the institutional FOMO, the largest asset managers in the world, all looking to get their ETFs approved. Currently 13 apps awaiting Gary Gensler. When will they be purchasing? Do you know any timing? We're going to be discussing every single thing that I know in today's update, but you got to stay tuned. So we'll definitely get into that here in a bit. That like button needs some love. Thank you. Will Smith that like button as if it's Chris Rock. Massive day FOMO, send it. Do you think we start pumping here by Monday to kick off the week? There's only 2 more weeks left in the month until 2024, right around the corner. Massive delay FOMO, says Unmatrix. Yes, we are live. I'm a res because I just responded to you. We in the flesh right now. It is 4:12 p.m. Eastern, or I'm sorry, 4:12 p.m. in Puerto Rico, and Eastern time is 1 hour shy, so it should be 3:12 p.m. Eastern in New York right now. Do you think we will have a market correction? If so, I think the market correction we already saw. We hit almost 45 when we corrected back down to 40, recover to 42. So this is the correction. Seize the moment, buy the dip. Is Max Keiser the only one who had this rumor? I haven't seen any of the facts. Well, Max is the one that leaked this information. We're going to be discussing all that, of course. Darius Dixon says, let's go. Tether is a pre-mulled CBDC, says David Arnold. Yes, I think there will be a big push before Christmas, according to Fairgrounds. I'm a res. Much love, family. December is a moon to me. Bitcoin to 48,000. Send it and let's get it. But with that being shared, now let's kick off our Bitcoin technical analysis. Check out the charts where the Bitcoin price action is likely to go next. And if you guys prefer, we'll also look at some live charts together. The 4-hour chart is looking bullish with a very solid target we can discuss here. But let's just look at some of the technicals from the top analysts as well, see what's happening. Bitcoin's 8-week winning streak is likely to end as the price is down on the weekly. The recent weakness indicates profit booking by traders, but it does not change the short-term uptrend. The pullback will also help reduce the froth that may be or have been in the building. And after the initial shakeout, the strong hands are likely to re-enter the crypto market as the macro environment remains bullish for risk assets. Let me know if you guys are bullish. The decision by the Fed to pause the rate hikes and possibly reduce the rates in 2024 could further boost demand for crypto products, making it more easy for people to access money for investments into crypto. Clearly, the higher the interest rates are, the more difficult it is for people to invest. Now, nothing goes up in a straight line. We must always remember, after sharp rallies, traders generally book their profits and shift their focus to other coins, which is what we're witnessing right now in the market, hence why the Bitcoin dominance and the Ether dominance are both collectively on dropping. Not much, but they are dropping, hence the altcoins people are getting into. Now, here's some Bitcoin TA, aka astrology for men. Bitcoin is getting squeezed between the 20-day exponential moving average of 41,370 and the downline trend. This sets the stage for a sharp breakout within the next few days, as you can see here in the Bitcoin daily chart. Shout out to Barack Manila. I appreciate you gifting 5 members of the show, a membership, a paid membership that is. So congratulations to, it looks like we got Jarl D. You just got hooked up. Coin IQ, you just got blessed. Abs Shami, you just got blessed. Bitcoin Hero, you just got blessed. And it looks like Skepticide Gritch, You just got blessed with a free membership of the channel, so congratulations, everyone. Everyone show some love to Barack Monfils for blessing you guys with some memberships. I do truly believe we have the best community on YouTube, especially in crypto, because you guys are so kind-hearted and giving. I think you guys have now gifted over 150 free memberships to just random people. Yeah, I mean, it's the Christmas season. You guys are incredible. And congratulations, everyone who just became a member of the channel. Now back to our TA, as we can see here in the daily chart. If the price dies below the 20-day exponential moving average, the bears will sense an opportunity to try to tug Bitcoin to the strong support of 37.9-ish. The bulls are expected to fiercely defend this level. If the price rebounds to 37.9, it's likely to face selling at the 20-day exponential moving average, again at the downtrend line. Instead, if the price turns up and breaks above the trendline line, it'll suggest the bulls are asserting their dominance. Let's go bulls. Bitcoin can then retest the overhead resistance of 44,700. So mark that target, fam. If this level is scaled, the prospects of a rally to 48,000 improve. As you can see here in the Bitcoin 4-hour candle chart, the moving averages on the 4-hour chart have turned down and the RSI is trading in the negative territory, indicating the bears have a slight edge in the near term. The bears will have to break the 40,000 support to accelerate selling and sink Bitcoin down to 37.8. Now, on the upside, a break above the trendline line suggests the bulls have absorbed the selling. Bitcoin may first rise to 43.5 and thereafter 44.7. This level may witness a tough battle between the bulls and the bears. So there you have it. And now let's take a look at the live 4-hour chart over on TradingView, shall we? Let's pull this up. This is live and in the flesh right now. This is the 4-hour chart. Let me know if you can see this clear on your screen, and you notice there is a target to the north. If you hover over that, it shows us our double bottom target for Bitcoin right now is just shy of 44,000, 43,933 to be exact on the 4-hour chart. Now let's take a look. Let's check out the 1-day chart, see how we're performing. This is live again and in the flesh. You can see Bitcoin has a target to the north on the daily chart, which is just shy of 52,000. Well, actually, it's 49,433. So just shy of 49,500 on the daily chart. So the daily chart and the 4-hour chart are looking quite bullish right now. Let me know your guys' feedback, and we'll also take a look on the hourly chart, being we're here. Let's check it out. Here we go. Here's the 1-hour chart. Let's see where we're at. Wow, we have quite a few targets on the 1-hour chart, a lot of action happening. We have the orange target most north, which is 45,523. Then we have that green target, which is sitting the double bottom target of 44.8. And then we have that red target, which is sitting at 43,938. And to the south, we have a target of $38,983. Again, this is the 1-hour candle chart. And let's maybe look at one more time perspective. We can look at the weekly chart, see how we're looking. This is probably going to be the first red candle printed in the past 8 weeks. Look at all those green candles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is most likely going to be a bullet or a bearish closing, unfortunately, but it's all good. We just had 8 weeks of consecutive momentum, and we have a target sitting currently at $46,791, which is a falling wedge target on the 1-week chart. And yes, we are looking at Coinbase currently, as you can see here on your screen. So there you have it, crypto fam. Let me know your thoughts on the current latest with the charts. The Cuff says, I'm excited about next year. The monthly chart, Lucid SAR ad indicator. Okay, I'll have to check out that indicator. Andy, appreciate you sharing. Due to the demographic developments, there will be no longer be an early retirement offers in my company. Need FU money. Buy Bitcoin. Amen. Very well said, Du Hanks. Does Ape token have a potential for the future? I know nothing about these Ape tokens. Sorry, family. Bitcoin is not waiting for anyone. That's right. And everyone buys Bitcoin at the price they deserve. Even your girlfriend. Have to throw that one in there. What up, Eric? I only came here for the live chat. That's what's up. I appreciate that. Buy the dip, dollar cost average, says Darius Dixon. So yeah, what do you guys think of the charts? I think overall they're looking pretty bullish. We're most likely to concede marching north heading into 2024, but I want to know your thoughts. I appreciate you subscribing to the #1 daily Bitcoin pod. Let's get it. A week down after 8 weeks up is good for the long term. Amen. We got to eventually correct so we can build back stronger. I agree with you. Short term looks bearish, says the Agori. Well, what's your short term target? Mr. Agore, I've been nibbling away at Bitcoin day in, day out. Well, congratulations, May and San. That's what's up. Bitcoin or get the frick out. I feel you, big dog. Can you check Solana, please? We're not looking at any live Solana charts, but we will, give credit where credit is due. Clearly, AVAX and Solana amongst the top cryptos for the past month, as I pointed out earlier, doing our market watch. So I DCA'd Bitcoin from, 2,798 to 42 Gs. Well, congratulations, Steven. Well done. J Tims, congrats. Thanks for subbing to the #1 daily Bitcoin pod. I appreciate that. Kyle is bullish on Bonk. Now, probably the reason why Solana has been pumping so much, their meme coin, which looks like the new Doge, as people are referring to it as, it actually has a logo of the Doge dog in the coin. But nonetheless, that is a decentralized protocol, I am told, on the Solana blockchain. I don't know anything about it personally, besides the fact it's been pumping and one of the top gainers, but I know you guys have been bullish on it. Dollar cost average, 24/7, 365. Now you're speaking my language, Pambo. I appreciate that. Happy holidays to you as well. In 2 weeks, even Christmas is coming, people. Would be selling some, says the Agorai. It could be, or vice versa. I remember my first year in crypto was back in 2017. And guess what happened, right? We soared from, when I got my position, from 15 Gs to 20,000. And that was around the time of Christmas. So don't tell me we can't pump in Christmas and that people are going to be selling. People are going to be buying and gifting Bitcoin for Christmas. Why wouldn't they? In my humble opinion. Earl Harris, I appreciate that, super fam. Congrats on sending your 10th super ever on a stream. A little Christmas season love for our beloved mascot, Nipsey, in the building. I'm going to get him a big fat bone, and it's going to be from Earl. So I appreciate that. JV, I'm at the airport bar drinking right now. We'll enjoy that bar drinking, but don't drink too much now. 8 up, 1 closed down. Not too bad. Exactly my sentiment, Kevin Smith. If you're gaining value, smash the like. We appreciate it. It helps out with the YouTube algorithm a lot. I exchanged all of my Solana for Satoshis. Smart man. Safe bet. Bitcoin being the fastest horse in the race. The #1 Bitcoin pod, not Solana. Thanks for the clarification, Eric. I appreciate that, family. Shout out to Emilio as well. Hope you and your family having a great time. Hodl Bitcoin until 2030, says Steven. Let's freaking go. But anyways, family, let's now break down our next story of the day. Now we discuss some Bitcoin TA. Let's discuss Bitcoin fees hitting like a high over the past 20 months, which is kind of scary. And you can thank Ordinals for this, congesting the blockchain. But let's discuss this in greater detail because the fees are the highest we have seen them in almost 2 freaking years. Bitcoin on-chain transaction fees are dividing opinion as the cost of sending Bitcoin skyrockets. Data from statistics resource BitInfo Charts puts the average transaction fee at nearly $40 as of December 17th. Ouch. You guys need to start using layer 2 Lightning protocols because you can send virtually free and instantaneous. So keep that in mind. Now, the latest wave of Bitcoin ordinal inscriptions resulted in elevated transaction fees for all the network users, but some believe that they're here to stay. Per BitInfo charts, it currently costs just over $37 to send a Bitcoin on chain, the highest average figure price since April of 2021. And additional figures from meme pool space shows Bitcoin's meme pool, the size of the unconfirmed on-chain transaction backlog is vast, resulting in transactions with an attached fee of even $2 having no chain priority. Now, almost 350,000 transactions are awaiting to be confirmed at the time this article was published. Good Lord. Now, as casual on-chain spending becomes unviable for many smaller investors, a heated debate amongst the Bitcoin proponents continues. While many are angry at the impact of the ordinals on the fees, popular Bitcoin figures argue that the double-digit transaction costs are merely a taste of things to come. Those wanting to shield themselves need to embrace so-called layer 2 solutions, such as the Lightning Network, as I pointed out earlier, which is specifically designed to cater to mass adoption. Now, quoting them here, fees are currently artificially and temporarily high due to the JPEG clownery, but it is nothing more than a glimpse into the future, according to HODL who wrote that on December 16th, yesterday on X. And continuing, he argued that demanding low fees for level 1 transactions is not just ignorant, it feeds into an attack on Bitcoin. That's right, because it does seem to be an attack. This reflects on the very composition of Bitcoin itself as a competition-based network, gaining value over time as proof of work intends. Keeping fees low is contradictory, and as hard forks of the Bitcoin network specifically intended to offer that benefit has shown, does not attract value. Quoting HODLNOT here again, why is it critical to onboard someone to layer 1 with sub $1 fees if they can't afford to move the funds in 5 years anyway? Go to Bcash or another centralized pipe dream already. Now, miners are enjoying the best USD revenues in 2 years. Elsewhere, well-known commentators reiterated that despite the fees, Bitcoin continues to function as intended. Quoting the analyst here, if ordinals bring the high on-chain world to everyone earlier than expected, it will act like a scythe, cutting down everyone who did not accept a layer 2 solution to the network fee problem. Many users will be confused, upset, and ready to abandon Bitcoin. There will be no recourse for them, and obviously, because there is no one to blame, no one to seek compensation from. After all, this is the normal state of the network. The rules are being followed, and those are the rules you agreed to. Bored apes. That perspective is shared by Bitcoin veteran Adam Back, the co-founder of Bitcoin and blockchain tech firm Blockstream, as well as Hashcash. For him, the answer likewise lies in expanding layer 2 capabilities instead of relying on anything beyond the miner fee incentives. Quoting Adam Back here, you can't stop JPEGs on Bitcoin. Complaining will only make them do it more. Trying to stop them, and they'll do it in worse ways. The high fees drive adoption of layer 2 and force innovation, so relax and build things. Very well said, coming from Adam Back. Now, data from blockchain.com shows the miner revenue, the sum total of the block subsidies and fees in US dollars, hitting levels last seen when Bitcoin hit its current 69,000 all-time high back in November of 2021. How many of you were around here in Bitcoin at that time of November of 2021 when we hit 69 Gs? Let me know in the comments right down below. Let's check the comments. What it do, Peter? Nevis, welcome, welcome. Feeding the 500 best exchange in the US for meme coins. That's a good question. I don't know. Do you guys know or have a favorite? We know Coinbase is clearly the largest exchange in the United States. We know Binance is the largest exchange globally in the world, and I would imagine you can buy meme coins from those exchanges, but I don't know any dedicated meme coin exchanges in particular. Also, check out Kraken. They have amongst the lowest fees out of all the United States competition as far as exchanges are concerned. Lightning is the best. Yes, Lightning is great, but there is a trade-off, which is security. So you don't want to be storing all of your Bitcoin or sending large transactions on the Lightning protocol, but everyday transactions, a few dollars, this or that, would be my recommendation, because who the heck wants to spend $37 to send maybe a $2 transaction, to buy some coffee or something like that. Hence why Lightning is a great solution, such as using the Strike wallet developed by Jack Mallers' company, Strike. Now, Anselmo Lopez, appreciate you subbing, family. 50,000 will feel like 5. Amen, Will. Chris Wood got in 2017. That's what's up. I was here, says Bob. That's what's up. Shout out to all the OGs here. David, I was here for 69 Gs, baby. You gotta love it. Mexico in the building. Welcome, Chip. What it do? I was here when it hit 69,000, says Elcho. Appreciate ya. Pambo, since here, October of 2020. That's what's up. Bring Facts, been here since 2019. I bought 29,000 in December of 2020. Was a crazy ride. Let's see a repeat. Amen, Bob, and congratulations. Majin says 69,000, last top, 420,000. Next Bitcoin top. That's right. All we got to do is add a zero to today's price action for this cycle, which we tend to do every 4-year cyclical cycle in the market. That would take us to 420,000 per coin. Happy 420. Hits from the Hopium Bong. Let's get it. I use Cash App, says Chris Robinson, a great platform for stacking them sats for sure. Qatar purchasing Bitcoin, El Salvador, Argentina, Bitcoin spot ETF, institutional adoption, the halvening 2024. FOMO equals all-time high. Very well said, Eric, because none of that stuff is priced in yet. In fact, Samson Mao did a post I retweeted, I think last night, and he talks about all the most bullish catalysts, and there's a ton of them. None of them have been factored in and priced in, so we have to keep that in mind. It's going to be lit, I'm telling you. What's the best current Lightning wallet on Android? Good question. You may want to check out Strike. I would imagine it works on iOS and Android. I don't think it discriminates. Here since 7,000, except sold all at 2x. Been DCAing ever since, says Freddie G. Well, welcome, Freddie. Thanks for sharing. 420, says Will. Let's go. Hello from Brazil. Appreciate you, Mr. Lopez. Thank you for tuning in from Brazil. Hello from, hello fam UK in the building. Shit out, Baz Dragon. Good to see you, family. How you been? What's good? How's your weekend going? Let me know. And with that being shared, let's now kick it off with our next story of the day and discuss Treasuries adopting Bitcoin. This would be a pretty massive deal. And Feliz Navidad, Merry Christmas, fam, to everyone around the world. We appreciate your support here at Crypto News Alerts. You can see the headline, Franklin Templeton, strategist sees every national treasury holding Bitcoin and says that Bitcoin will be the base unit of trade. Send it. The strategist with global investment giant Franklin Templeton says they envision every national treasury one day holding Bitcoin and that the King Crypto will eventually become the base unit of trade. Let's go. In the interview on Natalie Brunell's YouTube channel, Sandy Call, the head of Franklin Templeton's digital asset and industry advisory services, says we've already begun to see nation states adopting Bitcoin. That's right. We have El Salvador being the first to make the move, and now they are laying out the blueprint for the rest of the countries to follow. And there's a lot of talk about adoption right now. Argentina, Colombia, Mexico, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, Iran, potentially Russia, even doing business in Bitcoin. So it's about to get lit. But anyways, quoting her here, I think you're already starting to see countries holding Bitcoin. Facts. And you are starting to see this even play into the less developed nations wanting to play on a more equal playing field by combining some of their buying power around Bitcoin and using that as a way to compete more effectively with bigger countries and bigger economies. Precisely what we're witnessing. She also says, I also think that Bitcoin is going to become something that every treasury needs to hold because portions of their business will just be facilitated more easily through Bitcoin payments than through foreign exchange conversions that need to happen to enable cross-border trades today. So a lot of people see a lot of promise in central bank digital currencies. Not I. I think there will be a lot of efficiencies that get created by them, but those are still going to require all of the translation and exchange rate risks that you carry into moving from country to country, whereas Bitcoin is a Bitcoin in every country. That's right. It is borderless, and Bitcoin does not discriminate. Now, according to Call, it is within the realm of possibility for countries around the world to conduct trades using Bitcoin as a base unit. Quoting her again here, I do still think that the potential to see Bitcoin used as a base unit of international trade exists. At a minimum, you're going to see it used for certain types of trade, and that means that every country is going to have to hold some reserves. Preach. She also shares, so I just see it working its way increasingly into traditional banking ecosystem as just a foundational part of that system. And I think the question then becomes over time, do people start to gravitate more to something that works globally and isn't tied to any government policies? Bingo, I would say 100%. And shout out to Natalie Brunell and her podcast, Coin Stories. Be sure to check this out and to watch the interview that she did. Check the show notes below the video in the description. And let me know if you agree or disagree with her sentiment that every national treasury will eventually hold Bitcoin. And how do you feel that will likely impact the Bitcoin price action? And let me continue to read some more comments out loud as I sip on some kombucha. This is the good stuff, fam. This is my favorite flavor, the mango passion fruit. Let's get it. Moss Free, welcome family. Phil D's, welcome, welcome. Looking for the dispensary? It's awesome. Right on. Hopefully you find that dispensary, family. Barack says this bull run is going to be face melting. It'll be over 1 million before the halving. I can sense it, family, and I hope you're right. I cannot wait here personally. It is definitely going to be lit. I'm pretty stoked if you can't tell. Does the transaction fee also half after the halving, fam? I don't think so. I don't think that's going to impact the transactional fees. If I am wrong, please someone correct me. Lake Okanobi or Akani, I don't know how to pronounce that, buddy. Bitcoin Imagineer, but welcome to the show. We're on the cusp of an epic financial revolution. Stack them sats, stack them biddies. You already know. Let's get it. Yes, okay, making some this year. Good stuff. Silk Road days, you remember. Wow, those were early days before my time personally. I believe that was the only exchange to even purchase Bitcoin back in the day. Correct me if I'm wrong. How many of you were around during those times? Let me know. I'm curious. You remember those Silk Road days, right? How much Bitcoin does the US hold? They've got so much from Silk Road. Did they ever sell it? Great question. I know initially they sold a big batch to Tim Draper, the billionaire venture capitalist. But if I was to guess, I'd say US government is probably still sitting on over 100,000 BTC. The largest hodler in the world is going to be GBTC, the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust, which they're looking to convert into a spot Bitcoin ETF. They're known to hold roughly 620,000 BTC. Then as far as the publicly traded company, we have MicroStrategy, which holds over 174,000 BTC, and that was the first publicly traded company to put Bitcoin on the balance sheet. So then you probably have the US government, maybe number 3, but we can't forget Satoshi. Satoshi's wallets are estimated to hold roughly 1.1 million. And according to Alex Jones, he says Max Keiser's sitting on 1 million Bitcoin. So you never know. It's a mystery. Sam Bankman-Fried, he was dumping all of his Bitcoin. So now he's trading mackerel, which is fish, nasty fish, in prison as a form of currency so he can get haircuts. That's the word on the streets. Imagine being like multi-billionaire worth, I don't know what his net worth was at one point, but let's just say it was $10 billion. It may have even been 20 billion, who knows? And then you're worth nothing. And now you're, in jail trading fish. Could you imagine? They need to make a movie documentary out of this already. I bought drugs on Silk Road in 2012, says Jeffrey. Oh boy, I wouldn't be announcing that, fam. He got life. Oh, snap. You're referring to Bankman-Fried? No, he didn't get sentenced yet, so I'm not sure who you're referring to. You got to let me know. Yeah, so Covington was never going to win. Agreed. I didn't think he was going to win. I thought Leon is just way superior kickboxer in general, more accurate with his striking, and has the power to knock everyone out. And in fact, the people Covington lost to, Edwards was knocking out, including Usman with that head kick. Dead. You know what I mean? That was pretty lit. Joseph, 30 billion. As soon as it hits there, it is going to be some wealth switcheroos. Miners get X amount for mining a whole coin, that amount halving during halving. So then their pay is cut. That is why they hold after the halving, I think. Well, yeah. Well, Bitcoin goes up 2, 3, as much as maybe 8x in this halving. And then while their mining fees get cut in half, or the block rewards, the rewards get cut in half, correction, then it's a good thing. So miners couldn't be sitting more pretty right now because they know the price action is going to go into 6 figures. So I don't think they're so concerned about the block subsidy getting cut in half, which is the rewards. I always use tuna for haircuts on more David. Billionaires are trading fish. Isn't that something? Yeah, think about talking about the Silk Road guy in jail. Oh, what's his name? Yeah, his name slipped my mind. Ross Albright. He's still sitting in jail, fam. Ain't that crazy? The exchanges have tripled the time it takes to make transactions. That means they are moving 3 times the amount, but it is not shown in the price. Interesting on Matrix. Now, I would suggest using exchanges that have Lightning implemented. Now, I don't know if Binance and Coinbase actually implemented, but they both discussed it months ago when the transaction fees started getting out of hand, so we should hold them to it. I know Kraken has already implemented Lightning, so you can send and receive Bitcoin virtually free and instantaneous versus spending the outrageous fees. What up, Jennifer Hawkins? I appreciate that. Super. Much love, much respect. Thanks for supporting the movement. We appreciate that. I think we're going to see a wealth redistribution soon. Yes, it's happening in real time, Kepler. I agree with you on that. Welcome, Edward Williams. I appreciate you tuning in to the live stream as well, family. Stu buys, you can tune a piano, but you can't tune a fish. I never bought anything there, but I have been on the site when it was around. Good to note, Phil. They stopped cigarettes in prison. They trade packs of fish now instead for services. Very interesting. I hope people sell their Bitcoin. Miners after the halving, says Eric Castro. Word up, guys. But anyways, let's kick it off with our next story of the day. We discuss all the treasuries adopting Bitcoin. Now let's discuss another major asset manager, VanEck. Their CEO is very bullish on the King crypto and says Bitcoin is likely to hit new all-time highs amid an imminent interest rate cut. Now, here we go. Here's the latest. In a new interview on CNBC, Jan VanEck says that Bitcoin is much like gold, largely tied to the interest rate cycles. Now, I already know Bitcoin is the basically superior version of gold. Hence why gold is the poor man's Bitcoin. Just saying. The veteran investor says that interest rates are headed down, which has historically been bullish for BTC. It is the macro, the stores of value that don't generate the interest, which is why investors like Warren Buffett don't like them at all. But they behave really in relation to interest rates. That's the big cycle. The interest rates are headed down, directionally speaking. So the macro behind Bitcoin and gold are very strong. And by the way, they are kind of doing to perform similarly. They both peaked in 2021. Both of them have been rallying this year. And obviously, Bitcoin way more than gold for different reasons. Yeah, Bitcoin is a hedge against inflation. It's a store of wealth. It is a insurance policy, right? It's a hedge against deflation. It's basically every factor which can be measured Bitcoin against gold. Bitcoin is superior. Now, despite Bitcoin being up nearly 170% on the year, not too shabby. Congrats to all my Bitcoin hodlers. VanEck says that there are still significant gains to be had. Facts. The investor predicts new all-time highs within the next year, perhaps on the back of the Bitcoin halving, which is slated to take place in April of 2024, only 4 months out. And this will slash the miners' Bitcoin rewards in half. Quoting him here, no, the big gains are not over because it's growing up. It's like a child that's growing up, becoming an adult, right? Adolescence. You can argue about it being in a bubble, but it bubbled in 2017, but then it hit all-time highs in 2021. Facts. That was 4 years after. Are we going to hit another all-time high for the cycle peak in 2025, 4 more years after 2021? Let me know your thoughts. So he says, so nothing has ever been in a bubble and then outperformed itself. So I fully expect in this cycle, and you have this halving thing happening in April, which is great technically for Bitcoin. I expect the all-time highs within the next 12 months. Now, Adam Back, he's expecting all-time high. In fact, a $100,000 Bitcoin price action by March 31st of 2024. Before the halving, even made a wager betting some Bitcoin on it, which we have covered here in the show. And to watch this interview that the VanEck CEO did on CNBC entitled VanEck CEO on the Spot Bitcoin ETF, check the show notes below the video in the description, and let me check the chat. Not sure why the camera keeps switching my zoom, but oh well. You can see more of the room and more Nipsey, our mascot at least, right? Let me switch this back. I don't know why it's auto doing that. It's kind of weird. Let's see, go back here. We should be good. All right. Here we go. Yeah, let me check the chat here, family. The Cuff, what it do? Earth Roots, Bubble Butt. Jennifer Hawkins, right? Caught the live again. Love the channel. I appreciate that, Frank. Appreciate your support. Laser Ray in the building. Good to see you as well. Appreciate all the familiar faces and new faces. We're also going to be having a $100,000 fiesta when Bitcoin smashes that 6-figure target down here in Puerto Rico. You're all invited, but make sure to join our Discord for more info on that. We do have a Crypto News Alerts private Discord server. For more details is discord.cryptonewsalerts.net. Earl says gold is the poor man's Bitcoin, the Bitcoin Sage JV. Well, I'm quoting Max Keiser, so I got to give Max credit where credit is due. You know what I mean? I also believe that Bitcoin is God hacking humanity. Another one of my favorite quotes from the high priest. You know what I mean? On Matrix, am I the only person worried about an empty exchange with all the BlackRock cuckold and the miners? We are to beat. Right on. David, instead of paying the attention to the macro economy, SBF is running the macro. Yeah, SBF running the macro. The macro economy. That's hilarious. DJ just gifted one of our members a membership to the channel. So congratulations, George Gadwick. You've just been gifted a free membership by DJ. So show DJ some love. We appreciate the support. Merry Christmas, DJ. Thank you for sharing and helping one of our members here. Bitcoin Bob, welcome family. They are lying to you. They don't want you to know what's going over 1 million quickly because they want to keep the price down and they'll stack it. Great point, Brack. And we're going to be discussing Samson Mow. We covered this. This was the focus of yesterday's episode. If you missed it, you got to check it out. But we're going to be touching upon Samson Mow prediction as well here in the latter end of the show, discussing Bitcoin likely hitting $1 million in 2024. Not many people are discussing this. Many people don't have the balls to even share that, but he genuinely believes there's a strong possibility we hit 7 figures next year in 2024. He says the price action can explode weeks or days after the ETF approval, so we'll see. Skip, why are you worried about the exchange being empty? He asks. Earth says the macaroni economy stuck a noodle in his hat and called it macaroni. Yeah, I don't know why I started busting that out. But hey, it was your fault for mentioning macaroni, dude. Not feeling well today, so I am not commenting much today, says Jennifer. I am still bullish. That is all that matters. Well, hope you're feeling better soon, Jennifer. Vitamin D3, vitamin C, lots of rest, sunlight. That should help you out tremendously. Please hit the thumbs up button. I appreciate that, Grinch. Much love. HODL, whatever happens, UK exchanges making life difficult, the dollar cost average. 2024 is going to be lit. Shout out to the UK. Cheers, Matt Baker. Appreciate you supporting the show. I'm an 8-figure guy, says on Matrix. I love 8 figures. Send it. 8 figures, $10 million per coin. Send it and let's get it. Let's go. I'm worried about the bubble popping around 120,000. Why are you referring to it as a bubble, big dog? We ain't in no bubble. Bubble means we'll never return. Of course, we'll correct and return. And every 4-year cyclical cycle, we add another 0 to that price action. So if we added 0 to today's price action, that's 420,000. Following cycle, 2028, 2029, we can anticipate potentially $4 million Bitcoin price. Who knows? We shall soon see. Don't forget yoga. Amen. Yoga is great. Stretching and breathing and meditation, clearing the mind 100%. It's going to go over $1 million at the ETF. They don't want you to know that because if you went in, then 500,000, then you'll sell and you'll lose out. Hopefully you guys are holding for the long haul. Where my long-term hodlers at? Make some noise, but we still got a lot to share. So now let's discuss the $100,000 Bitcoin price target and timeline from crypto analyst Don Alt. Then we'll be discussing why most of you guys clicked on this video to begin with, which is Qatar purchasing a $500 billion worth of Bitcoin, converting their 500 billion sovereign wealth fund into BTC. And yes, happy Kwanzaa. And also shout out to Earl Harris. He just gifted a membership of MicroStrategy, a paid membership of the channel. And it looks like Forrest Fox, you have just been blessed, so you can thank Earl. We appreciate you guys giving so much. We have the most incredible crypto fam. I truly believe that. Hodler here. That's what's up. Maria, appreciate you. Thanks for all the feedback. Severed Shishu, appreciate you. Well, I can't wait for Bitcoin price to reach 7 figures because then I can quit my job. While I'm rooting for you, hopefully all you guys can leave your jobs if you're currently employed. You know what I mean? In the matrix, you can unplug. We got the escape valve right here. We have the antidote to the CBDCs. So let's get this mofo lit, shall we? But anyways, family, here's the latest with this 110,000 price prediction. We have a top analyst who accurately called the Bitcoin 2022 price floor, which I believe was roughly 15.7. Now he's laying out the price path for Bitcoin to hit a new all-time high of 110,000. Send it. Let's go. In a new session, this anonymous analyst tells his subs that he's seeing Bitcoin igniting a parabolic ascent after its halving next year. The halving, which slashes the Bitcoin amount of rewards in half, is slated for April, only 4 months out. And although Don Alt is long-term bullish on Bitcoin, he sees Bitcoin by retesting its support around 32,000 by April next year before meteorically rising towards his bull market target. Interesting. Putting him alongside this chart. Maybe we do something like this before we go lower again, like 90,000, 100,000, or 110,000 towards 2026 or 2025. Wouldn't surprise me, but it's what I think you could be looking at on the Bitcoin front. Let me know if you agree or disagree with the analyst. Now, for the short term, Don Alt warns that Bitcoin may be on the verge of printing an intermediate top as market participants eagerly await the potential approval of spot market Bitcoin ETFs. And according to the analyst, the approval of the spot-based Bitcoin ETFs will likely not be a bullish catalyst for Bitcoin. Now, I heavily disagree on this, but nonetheless, here's what he shares. It is getting more and more risky. The longer you stick around, the worse it gets, in my opinion. The monthly chart is still looking okay. The only thing you need is this area of 32,000 to hold. If this area of 32,000 doesn't hold, that's where you flip bearish. It's pretty much the high time frame signal that we had here at 60,000. Now, last month, as you know, Bloomberg analyst James Seyfarth said the US SEC is possibly gearing up to approve multiple spot Bitcoin ETF apps all in January. That's right. How many of you believe that potentially all 13 from the major asset managers, the BlackRocks, the ARK 21 shares, the VanEck, I don't know if Vanguard's in there as well, but all the largest players out there all get the approval at the same time to avoid showing favoritism. Let me know your thoughts on that. We also got to point out that these same ETF experts from Bloomberg, we're talking James Seyfarth and Eric Balchunas, are still giving it a 90% probability that we get the ETF finally approved for the spot in the United States, with the final deadline looming between January 5th to the 10th. Now that's roughly 3 weeks out, fam. How many of you genuinely believe the ETFs finally get the approval? And how many of you think we don't get the approval and it gets pushed back yet again? And Gary Gensler continues kicking the can down the road. Let me know your honest thoughts. I'll read as many of them out loud as I can. Shout out to Matt Baker. Appreciate you subbing to the #1 Daily Bitcoin Pod. Gotta like the like, guys. JV works his ass off and never misses a day. Greatly appreciate that on Matrix. I am dedicated to the cause. You already know. Maria, I appreciate you as well. Thanks for hopping on the live. No, add the 0 to 15,000 and the top should be about 120K, says David Arnold. Now, what if, hypothetically, we added the 0 from the previous all-time high of 69,000? Then we're talking serious super cycle of $620,000 or 690,000 in this case. That'd be pretty lit as well. David, but the miners need 400,000. Well, let's hook up the miners. Send it. Steven says, yes, they will be approved between January 5th and the 10th. I hope you're right, Steven, because it's going to be amazing. And I do think that's one of the most bullish catalysts that exists. Michael Saylor agrees with that as well. Michael Saylor says Bitcoin's going to be trending towards 5 million per coin off the back of ETF approval, the recognition of Bitcoin as an asset class, and FASB rule change. They already announced the FASB rule change starting officially December of 2024. We know the ETFs are around the corner. We have a Bitcoin halving. We have a supply shock. There's just so many bullish catalysts. We now have sovereign wealth funds, nation state adoption, so much going on. None of it's priced in my opinion, and in Samson Mao's opinion. What do you guys think? Chris says guaranteed January 8th, the crown the king. Let's go. That's right. Long live the king. I believe it'll get approved. BlackRock's been meeting with the SEC recently. Yeah, they've had 4 meetings, which we have reported here on the show in the past couple of weeks. And not only BlackRock, but other asset managers as well, including Grayscale. So it's lit. ETF prices will be manipulated to further lower the prices to BlackRock, and the likes can pick up the actual coins with actual keys in hand, predicts DJ. January 13th, says JK. David says, if nation states get into Bitcoin, then it'll go past 120. Yeah, agreed. Imagine they do it before Xmas. Oh my God, when everyone's least expecting it. That's why I say expect the unexpected. Anything can happen. So I'm glad you brought that up, Cough. Pambo, hoping for a March approval. I have to get my money in my right on. Do what you got to do. Get those biddies. Stack sats while you still can. Cheesebug or Cheebug, 110,000 is bearish, but who knows? That's right. I agree. But for next year, it's not so bearish. It depends. We're not talking necessarily cycle peak, right? Cycle peak, I'm anticipating anywhere from 222,000 to 500,000 for this cycle, but I don't think it will be until 2025. But I also expect the unexpected. So maybe I don't know what's going to happen. Maybe history tends to rhyme, but maybe it does something completely different because we're in unprecedented water or territory right now, right? We have the institutional FOMO, which have never existed previous cycles. So it's kind of puts us in a unique landscape. What are your thoughts? Giving up today's luxuries for tomorrow? Amen. Now, I shared on X the other day, and Max Keiser retweeted these posts. I shared back in 2018, I sold my gold Rolex Daytona for 2.5 Bitcoin. Smart move, right? Because now 2.5 Bitcoin is valued at over $100,000. Now, I also sold my my Porsche. I think it was called a 718 Porsche Boxster, and it was worth $75,000 at the time. Also, I put it up for sale for Bitcoin. And why? Because I don't want these materialistic things. I'd rather be holding on to generational wealth, and I'm glad I did. It worked out. So yeah, sell the things you can sell. Stack the Bitcoin, especially if you're going to be holding for the long haul, right? If you're in this for the long haul, you already know. Every 4-year cycle, everyone who hodls is in the green. Even Bukele now is officially in the green with El Salvador, and it's a beautiful thing. Shout out Digital Dankness. What it do, family? Fair value accounting allows for the real-time reflection of crypto asset movements, replacing the previous cost-based model that didn't capture the fluctuations in value. Precisely, it's extraordinary for the major corporations looking to put Bitcoin on their balance sheet. So let's get it. I agree, and we hold 31,000, says David. The new standard fosters consistency and compatibility, improving information availability and potentially boosting investor confidence. Right on, Steven. Appreciate that. No clickbait here, family. These are real stories. You can never rise above those who are above or own more than you, says Mr. First, about that 31, never looking back, still buying. Expect the unexpected. Wise words. Thank you, Earl. Appreciate that. By bringing crypto assets into the mainstream accounting framework, the decision could be to incentivize more institutional investors to enter the market. Precisely. Well said, Stephen. And as of March 2023, the top 1% of the Bitcoin addresses hold over 90% of the total Bitcoin supply. According to BitInfo charts, it is really something that's smart, that the smarts to invest is actually, though, yeah, I mean, the smart money is what we like to follow, the micro strategies, those doing the smart moves. They understand something the rest of these people don't, clearly. Porsche Boxster were 75,000. I don't think so. Yeah, it costs over 80,000 because I bought it new, big dog. Of course, they can cost as much as you want to, upgrade them. You know what I mean? Mine was pretty lit. There's pictures on my X account. If you don't believe me, don't really care, but nonetheless, you know what I mean? Whatever. Yeah, so it was pretty lit. It was when the 718 first came out and it had the red interior seats and all the bells and whistles. So beautiful whip. This guy, 78 trans ammo worth 65. Who never thought of that? Says on Matrix. Oh, we're going to be talking about Saudi Arabia as well. The largest oil company in the world dealing in Bitcoin and adopting Bitcoin as well. All this is incoming. Let me just sip on some more of my kombucha, family, and we'll dive into our featured story of the day. Let's go. Hopefully you're enjoying today's stream, family. Let me know. Give me some feedback. Don't be so quiet. Enough of Max's BS. Max ain't BSing. Max is the high priest for a reason. He's Bukele's right-hand man for a reason. You know what I mean? He's been telling us about Bitcoin since 2011. So anyone hating on Max is really just hating on themselves and hating on Bitcoin. You know what I mean? Like, for real, for real. Bonk getting ready for its next move. Bonker. Is bonk short for bonkers? Just curious. Approval means price jump. Rejection means more time to DCA. That's right. And here's the thing. Bitcoiners are always winners. It's inherent. It's in our DNA, right? When the price action drops, we just stack more sats. When we hit new all-time highs, we just sit back and relax. And thank God we positioned ourselves and we weren't just on the sidelines like the rest of the perma bears. You know what I mean? I cooked for a Saudi sheikh in Jeddah in 2017. Word, how was that? Are you a chef? That's what's up. Ladies is the next meme, says Munchie. Cool name. JK, Max has stacks of sats. Yeah, Max is probably one of the wealthiest Bitcoiners on the planet. So let that sink in. Love the stream, says the Grinch. I appreciate it. Why do you keep saying this Qatar thing? It ain't going to happen. Well, you can be a hater. I'm just reporting the news. I think it's a fascinating story. I think sovereign wealth fund adoption is a big deal. And that's why we're talking about it, because it sparks what's called a domino effect. And there's going to be other sovereign wealth funds doing the same thing. Max has been reporting on this for a while. The only guy doing it. So clearly knows something the rest of us don't know. Haters are going to hate. Ignore them and keep winning. Amen. Love that. He who hesitates is lost. Wise words, Grinch. I am a yacht chef. Oh, that's even cooler. Please say hi to Nipsey from Colby and Casey. Yes, appreciate that, Rick. Thank you. I ain't a hater. I'm a 5.5 Bitcoin hodler. Well, Max may have 1 million Bitcoin. So you just discredit the guy who has been telling everyone to buy Bitcoin since 2011. The first international TV coverage of Bitcoin was from Max Keiser and Stacey Herbert via the Keiser report. Just discredit him. He's crazy. I own 5 Bitcoin. Max maybe only has 1 million Bitcoin. Doesn't know what he's talking about. Spreading rumors. Come on, guys. Are you guys for real? Or are you just pulling my leg right now? I don't understand. Even if Qatar drops even 50 billion, exactly. And according to Max, they've already started. Are they going to announce it? Oh, hell no. They're not stupid. They don't want to purchase it at 142,000 after the God Candle. But anyways, fam, I know you guys are ready for the feature story of the day. So let's dive into the feature story of the day. Here's the latest with Qatar converting $500 billion, which is $500 billion currently sitting in their sovereign wealth fund, into Bitcoin, according to Max Keiser, and how this would likely impact the Bitcoin price action. Let's break this baby down, shall we? Here's the headline right here. Qatar's sovereign wealth fund is considering investing $500 billion into Bitcoin, but we got to go to the high priest himself, Max Keiser. Here's some tweets. Here was an article that was recently published 4 days ago. The world's largest oil company, Saudi Aramco, partners with SBI Holdings to potentially invest in digital assets. So you have the largest oil company in the world, right, partnering with the largest bank of Japan, right, to potentially invest in digital assets. Well, what's the #1 digital asset on the planet? Bitcoin. So let's see what Max has to share regarding that. Here's the translation according to Max. The Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and Qatar are about to drop $1 trillion into Bitcoin. He also tweeted, what I heard 9 months ago and reported on is happening. Aramco is doing a Michael Saylor and putting billions of dollars into Bitcoin. The FOMO is real. This is coming directly from Max. I covered this story as well. Now, clearly, Saudi Arabia is the one investing billions into Bitcoin. He says it's happening now and that the FOMO is real. So you can believe whatever you guys want to believe. I don't care. Now, he also wrote, the God candle is a $100,000 uptick in play for Bitcoin. It'll shift the global access of wealth and power in a single tick. Pretty powerful words. He also wrote, I have one word for you, 100,000 Bitcoin God Candle fans. Qatar, let's freaking go. The rumors are getting very loud on this. Their sovereign wealth fund rumored to be looking to buy $500 billion worth of BTC. You know what I mean? I think there's some more actually in this thread right here. He also shows some pictures with the Emir of Qatar meeting up with Bukele, which was several months back. In fact, here's a headline back when that took place, September 13, 2023. Qatar and El Salvador enhanced diplomatic ties, sparking crypto speculation. So something is clearly going on behind closed doors. But let's get back to the thread because there's a lot more to share. Check it out. Update to add clarity. My source said, Bitcoin makes our $1.5 trillion sovereign wealth fund effectively worthless. We should just convert all of it into Bitcoin. How many of you agree with that? Do you think they should convert $500 billion into Bitcoin? Let me know your thoughts. Also shared here. Oh yeah, we just shared that tweet. Crypto Rover wrote, if Qatar really did allocate $500 billion to buy Bitcoin, it'll easily catapult the price up to $200,000 per coin. Now again, Bukele and the president of Qatar have already been discussing this. This is nothing new. This took place back in September. Now, Quentin wrote some very fascinating ideas here. Check this out. Imagine this timeline. So here, think about this. January spot Bitcoin ETF pumps Bitcoin to 75,000 per coin, hitting the new all-time high next month. April halving takes us to 100,000 per coin in roughly 4 months. Qatar announces buying Bitcoin, and then we surge God candle, roughly at 150,000 by that time. The Fed lowers the rates, and global liquidity rises hard, taking us to 200,000 per coin. Then 2 to 3 South American countries, maybe Argentina, I don't know, maybe Paraguay. What are some other ones out there? Suriname talked about adopting Bitcoin, putting 1% of their strategic reserves in their central bank into the King crypto. So there's a lot of talks from many countries doing this, family, right? Now that would take us to 250,000 if these countries adopted Bitcoin as the legal tender. Now we also have Colombia, right? Samson Mao, I covered this here on the show, met with the president maybe a week or so ago and actually gifted him 100,000 Satoshis. So now a lot of these world leaders and presidents around the world are actually Bitcoin hodlers. So let's do some guessing. What other events that are bullish can happen? Please do. Let me know your thoughts. Now, Samson Mao, I have a lot of respect for. This guy is a very smart man. Here's what he just shared in an interview with Cointelegraph, which I transcribed, and it was actually the main story in yesterday's pod. If you missed it, check out the entire podcast. But here's a glimpse of what he shared in the interview. The real rally is when we go to $1 million, and that is when the spot ETFs are approved and we have tens of billions, maybe hundreds of billions of dollars flowing into Bitcoin in a very short time frame. I'm talking about weeks or days. So that is the real rally. Let me know if you agree with that sentiment from Samson Mao. Now I want to find, this is my X account. If you're not following me on X, you're missing out. Be sure to follow me on X, fam. He recently shared another tweet with some of the things he believes are not priced in yet that are all bullish catalysts, and I want to read them to you. Here's what he wrote yesterday. The ETF approvals aren't priced in. The halving isn't priced in. More nation state adoption isn't priced in. Renewed quantitative easing isn't priced in. The multiplier effect isn't priced in. The Veblen effect isn't priced in. All of this is happening at the same time, and none of this ish is priced in. What are your thoughts, fam? Let me know if you agree or disagree. Now, I could actually read some more of this story because you guys want to know more about Qatar and what is happening. And again, this article was back on December 5th. And yes, at this time, it's speculation because Qatar didn't come out and announce nothing. But do you think they would? No, absolutely. They're not stupid. So you have to keep all of this in mind, family. So in a surprising move, Qatar's sovereign wealth fund has announced its intention to allocate $500 billion of its assets into Bitcoin, the leading crypto. This would make Qatar's sovereign wealth fund the largest institutional investor of Bitcoin, surpassing MicroStrategy, which currently has 174,000 BTC on the balance sheet. Also Tesla and other major companies. The sovereign wealth fund of Qatar is one of the world's largest sovereign wealth funds with an estimated value of over 300 billion. It was established all the way back in 2005 to diversify Qatar's oil and gas revenues and invest in various sectors such as real estate, infrastructure, technology, and healthcare. Their sovereign wealth fund has a long-term vision and global reach, with investments in more than 40 countries. And according to the press release, the sovereign wealth fund of Qatar sees Bitcoin as a strategic asset that can enhance its portfolio performance and hedge against inflation and currency devaluation. The sovereign wealth fund also believes that Bitcoin has the potential to become a global reserve currency that can facilitate cross-border transactions as well as financial inclusion. That's pretty powerful. Now, there's also talk of Russia, Iran, and all of these sovereign nations also dealing in Bitcoin, which I've been covering here on the show. So this is pretty real. They plan to acquire Bitcoin gradually over the next 5 years using a dollar cost averaging strategy to reduce the market volatility and price risk. So there you have it. Can they just purchase in one single swoop a $500 billion worth of Bitcoin? No, it's not available. But over the course of several years, that's the plan, according to the insiders, just FYI. The announcement of the Qatar Sovereign Wealth Fund interest in Bitcoin has sent shockwaves across the industry and financial markets. Bitcoin price surged to new all-time highs. I mean, 100,000 would be a God candle. We renamed it here on the channel to the Keiser candle because Max is the one who broke the news and shared the story. And speaking of the story, let's read between the lines because this was the headline. The world's largest oil company, Saudi Aramco, partners with Japanese finance giant SBI Holdings to explore investing in digital assets. Habibi, let's get it. So Max is ultimately saying the translation of this article, if you can read between the lines, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and Qatar about to drop $1 trillion into Bitcoin. So let's read this a little further. Here we go. Saudi Aramco, the largest oil and gas company, might be on the brink of investing in digital assets, aka Bitcoin. The company, which has a market cap, according to this article, they have a market cap of $2 trillion. That's a pretty big deal. They signed a memorandum with SBI Holdings, the financial services company in Japan, to explore the collaboration in various fields of investment, including digital assets, aka Bitcoin. Now, SBI Holdings revealed plans to open a subsidiary called SBI Middle East. So oil money is coming into Bitcoin. It is a given. Saudi Aramco has invested in blockchain-linked companies before, so this isn't new. They started back in 2020 with a very small $5 million investment into VAKT, a global commodities blockchain digitization business. Also, the company signed an MOU with Drog Group, a Web3 tech development company, back in February. So there you have it, my crypto fam. What are your thoughts on this news that the Middle East going to be adopting Bitcoin and that Qatar could potentially be converting their $500 billion sovereign wealth fund into Bitcoin? Let me know your honest thoughts and I'll read these comments out loud. So you already know, family. Bitcoin has upside OFC. You already know. Just be logical, says Mr. Anyone else tried the 42,000 yet? Let's get this to 50 G's for the win, back to 36 so I can load up some more. Let's go, Canadian crypto. Says 666 watching for 66. Oh no, David number. We got to get this mofo to 777 watching then, family, for 777 minutes. Why not? ESG. Well, we know the ESG was nothing more than FUD. That's why freaking Mr. Elon Musk needs to do the right thing already, right? And start accepting Bitcoin as a form of payment for his Teslas. Otherwise, he's going to continue to look like a hypocrite. What do you guys think? You know what I mean? Tell the Bogart to give membership since he is rolling in Bitcoin. Put your money where your mouth is. Who's the braggart, big dog? Bitcoin is worse than fiat, oppressive wise towards late investors of people using it as a country's currency. I don't know about all that. don't get any worse than fiat. Fiat is the biggest Ponzi scheme. Fiat is Beanie Babies. Fiat is tulip bulbs. Bitcoin equals freedom. Fiat represents and perpetuates war, violence, starvation, and all the bad things in the world that the devil loves is fiat. Fiat is the devil. Bitcoin is God. Bitcoin is God hacking humanity. Bitcoin brings peace, love, you know what I mean? Freedom, an escape valve from the matrix. You're looking to unplug and live your best life. Look no further. Stack those biddies. You already know. Oil, well, flare of the Bitcoin mining, says JK. What about all the geothermal mining? What about all the volcanoes in the world? All the free energy that can be tapped into, right, to start mining Bitcoin. That's not priced in. You know what I mean? None of this ish is priced in. So if I sound too bullish, maybe you don't understand Bitcoin. Or maybe I am too bullish. I don't know. But I've been preaching Bitcoin every day for now 1,494 episodes. So you already know. I've already put in my 100,000 hours of research. So you already know. Fiat is the worst. Amen. Fiat is trash. Fiat is how you remain enslaved. If we didn't have fiat and them able to print money and inflate all the prices of everything, we wouldn't have the wars breaking out, right? Because what does war do? It gives the people in control that print the money power and control, more power, right? What up, Johnny? Iceland has lots of geothermal. Amen. And that's a beautiful thing. It's untapped at this moment. The dude who was hating, saying he had so much Bitcoin, yeah, I think it's kind of funny. I mean, much respect. Having 5 Bitcoin is pretty amazing, and it's life-changing to the majority of the people. But to disrespect the person who has been telling us about Bitcoin since 2011, right, for almost 2,000 episodes of the Keiser report, and just brushing that off like the guy's crazy and don't know what he's talking about, I think you need a reality check. Because when you point your finger at someone, there's 10 fingers pointing right back at you. Like, for real, for real. What's blockchain? It's religion. It's the future. It's the best thing to ever existed. But yeah, automated accounting. Yo, JV, what do you think of the bull cycle will be longer than 18 months peak price for Plan B states? With institutions coming in and massive, anything is possible. If history repeats, we'll see the cycle peak in, in 2025. I think it'll be multiple hundreds of thousands of dollars. If we only hit 100,000 this cycle peak, I'd be freaking shocked. Like, for real, for real. Let me know your thoughts. Great show. I really appreciate you. You're my new favorite channel. Respect, Johnny Rose. I appreciate that. Much love, much respect. Thanks for the support. Paper money has had the effect in your state, and it ever will have, to ruin commerce, oppress the honest, and open a door to every species of fraud and injustice. George Washington, 1787. Well, long live Mr. Washington. That's a great quote. Thank you for sharing that. Cough. I guess my name is Skip Wilson. Okay, gotcha. No, we're not skipping you, Joe. Sometimes it's just hard to keep up when there's a ton of comments coming in at the same time. I do my best. I'm doing my best. Great show. I appreciate it. Thank you, family. Jennifer, I wonder what a super cycle Keiser candle would look like. Maybe 1 million. Catalysts are in play. Yeah, I mean, super cycle to me would take us above 400,000. Right? A regular cycle, I can see $200,000-$300,000 top. I think we can almost double that with a super cycle, like a double top. Maybe we hit a top in 2024, hypothetically speaking, 150,000. Then we correct some, and then we just blow through. Everyone writes Bitcoin off. We're going to dump 95%. I'm going to sell it to top and buy back at the bottom. Everyone gets screwed, and then we go right on up to 300,000-400,000. Everyone gets on the sidelines. BlackRock takes all your Bitcoin. You never get it back unless you're willing to pay 500,000 per coin. That can happen. Expect the unexpected. I like to think of all the crazy scenarios that can play out, right? Especially scenarios people aren't even anticipating, because more than likely something will happen when you least expect it, right? Who anticipated Bankman-Fried, you know what I mean? The Michael Jordan of crypto, as they were, making him seem like on the news, right? The JP Morgan of crypto. Who would have think he'd be in jail slanging mackerel for a haircut? The guy never even got a haircut his entire life. He specifically wanted to defraud investors, so they said, I'm just going to look crazy, never cut my hair, and I'll just sleep on a beanbag, and we'll deceive everybody with Mr. Gensler. How's that sound? And then we'll just sell and dump all the Bitcoin that you upload to the exchange, right? We'll offload it to Alameda Research, and then anytime Bitcoin surpasses 20,000, we dump it, because I'm colluding with Gary Gensler, and that's what we like to do because we're enemies of Bitcoin. Let's usher in mass crypto regulation. No, thank you. Good thing he's behind bars. But unfortunately, there's a lot of other deceitful, evil mofos, criminals, way worse than him, who are not behind bars. And they work within your government. You know what I mean? They work within the SEC. They work within Congress, right? Liz Warren. I mean, get that lady out of here already. Politicians are important in the democracy, but they've also been proven they can't be trusted to do the right thing. And thank you, another membership of the HODL gang. Shout out to DJ. I appreciate that, family. Yeah, so that's why we keep government small. Well said. Well said. We have the power. We're the people. The government's supposed to be working for us. But the government massively deceives the people, divides the people, gets them fighting amongst each other so that we can't fight them. That's why divide and conquer. That's their motto. And that's precisely what they're doing. Bitcoin Bob Warren. Yeah, you already know. Don't even bring her name up. No, I know I brought her name up. Go Bitcoin, go get them, get them, get them. Let's go. Get unplugged and buy Bitcoin before it's out of your reach. Amen. My sentiment precisely. Only DC government officials and people in the oil industry have to pay federal income tax, says Wisteria. I know it's not constitutional. I mean, McAfee was trying to educate us, and what'd they do? They offed him, and then they made it seem like he offed himself, and he even had the whack tattoo on his arm to tell you what was going to happen to him. You know what I mean? Big money always at all kinda, right? Do you think the ETF approval of the alts will dump or pump? Do you think on ETF approval? Bitcoin will be the big pumper, and alts always follow Bitcoin, most of them, right? A rising tide rises all ships. So if you're an altcoiner, you should be praying to the gods every day that Bitcoin goes to the moon, because if it doesn't, your altcoins are doomed, right? If you're an anti-Bitcoin cat, like some people are in crypto, that means you're shooting yourself in the foot as an altcoiner because you're doomed. Because if Bitcoin doesn't go where we all know it's going to go, your altcoins are going to the trash. That's just the reality of it. Just saying. JV is going off today. Just wanted to keep it real. I'm rocking the new Steph Curry jersey. I got to thank my moms for the new present for Christmas. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm feeling lit today. Buy stakes in businesses that have use cases. Amen. Warren needs to get more jabs. That's right. Give them the jabs. All the politicians that are telling you to get the jab, they should be forced to actually get the real jab, not the pretend version. Miners I hold are BITF, HUT, and DMG. Right on. Miners have been lit this year. Wait till the spot ETFs get denied. That can be a potential scenario as well. You know what I mean? I say if everyone is expecting 90% probability, it may get pushed back again. Gary Gensler, the worm, will find another loophole. You know what I mean? Trust me. I saw a guy on YouTube saying 64 million by 2030. I'd love that. The most bullish predictions I shared on the channel was from Fidelity, one of the largest asset managers in the world, head of macro, Jurian Timmer, predicting $1 billion per Bitcoin by 2038, which means 15 years. But the logic behind that is the dollar basically hyperinflating into nothing, losing 99.9% of its value effectively, right? And then we had Peter Dunsworth, I think, calling for a $7 billion Bitcoin price. Those were probably the two most bullish. Let's go. Killing it with that one, but a number of very good miners. Right on, Nate. Mr. Idiot, are you a financial advisor, bro? Do you hold Chainlink? I used to. I capitulated for Bitcoin. I used to be big on Chainlink. Previous cycle, yeah, I mean, but I capitulated a lot of my alts into Bitcoin. Only 12 business days until January 8th, approval date. Does anyone realize where we're at? Let's freaking go. Well said, Canadian crypto. Well said, family. BlackRock owns Congress. It will pass, right? BlackRock, they say, is the United States government, effectively. If the ETF gets rejected soon, there's a good excuse for a correction before the halving. There you go. Should I hold a couple of, well, you got to keep in mind that Bitcoin doesn't need the ETF. Just the halving alone is going to send Bitcoin parabolic to a new all-time high. All the previous halvings, ETF didn't exist. They've been trying to approve an ETF for a spot for 10 years. They've just been denying it ever since. We don't need it. It's just the icing on the cake. And it's that time because BlackRock wants it. BlackRock gets what BlackRock wants. What's their track record? 575 ETF approvals from the SEC. They've only been denied once. That means no one tells them no. Nobody. You know what I mean? Goldman does. Oh, you talking about Goldman Sachs? Should I hold a couple of Ethereum just for the heck of it? Please help me out. If you have the means to do so, by all means, hold everything you believe in, family. You know what I mean? What up, UFO nut? What it do? Sup, dogs? What it do? What it do? Good to see you, family. We have been lied to, and they will always continuously lie to you. Because to be in a position of that power, you got to be a deceitful mofo, like a Jamie Dimon, right? Deceitful mofo. And I know you guys know when someone is lying to you, right? Bitcoin is a pet rock. If you get caught trading Bitcoin in my firm, you're fired. The same week, the mofo, the Jamie Tapeworm Dimon, was purchasing $400 million worth of Bitcoin for his trading desk. The same week, he was making the rounds on mainstream television telling you why it's so dangerous and why none of his employees are allowed to touch it. This is the level of deceit we're dealing with. You know what I mean? And yes, he is a billionaire. Of course, these criminals are very wealthy. Gary Gensler's worth 100 million plus, according to Google, right? Corrupt as all hell. He was from Goldman Sachs, already wealthy before he became the chairman of the SEC, right? And what did Cathie Wood say? I'm not going to repeat what she said because we're on YouTube right now, but she said Gary has an interior motive trying to do something politically, hence why he is doing this. You know what I mean? If the ETF gets denied, still good news, but Bitcoin gets more Bitcoin on sale. Amen. Gives you more time to stack on the low. Because once we get the approval, game on. It's over, family. You're not going to be able to stack at these levels. Trust that. Ether won't be here in 100 years. Bitcoin will. Very good, bold prediction there, Rick. Jamie the Tapeworm Dimon, you got that right. I'm drinking that same kombucha right now. Yes, Costco for the win. I buy like 5 boxes at a time. I love it. I also get all my ginger shots, watermelon shots. Good stuff. I'm scared to touch my BTC. The equal trajectory is off the charts. Right on, family. The equity trajectory. There you go. Biggest rug ever, says END. What are you referring to? Buy any dips. New time highs are coming fast. Well said. Then wait a year and a half to buy on the lows. Yeah, good luck with that. What if I'm just going to buy on the low in a year and a half? And then we're at 400,000 in a year and a half, and you don't have any Bitcoin because you were waiting for the low. Don't be that foolish, family. You know what's coming. You guys are knowing what's coming. There is no second best, according to No Second Best. I like your username, by the way. But we got to ask Michael Saylor because he is the Giga Chad. What is your second favorite crypto, Michael Saylor?
Which one's the best crypto asset? Well, Bitcoin's the best crypto asset. Okay. What's the second best? There is no second best. There's no second best crypto asset. There's a crypto asset. It's called Bitcoin, right?
Yeah, so there you have it. Diamond hands equal make you nothing. What? You're crazy, mister. You are crazy. Crazy. Tell that to Max Keiser. Max is up only 20 million% since 2011. So yeah, diamond hands will make you nothing. Yeah. Chlorella and spirulina, awesome food. Yeah, I love those superfoods too, family. XRP or Bitcoin. Bitcoin all the way, fam. XRP is just a bridge currency tech for CBDCs. So it's our slavery. It's slavery. Roberto, appreciate you subbing. #1 daily Bitcoin pod. Much love, much respect. But anyways, family, I appreciate all the support. I appreciate all the likes. You know what I mean? I appreciate all the subs. I appreciate all the interaction. I appreciate all the chat. But we're going to be ending the YouTube stream now and all head into Rumble. We're going to have a JV React session. You see the soundboard here with the smart pads. I'm going to be playing a Michael Saylor clip talking about massive adoption. You know what I mean? All this fun stuff, a great Michael Saylor clip. I'm going to be reacting to it live on Rumble. So if you're not already on Rumble following Crypto News Alerts, you know what to do. Head on over to Rumble. The direct link is rumble.cryptonewsalerts.net, or simply go to Rumble, type in Crypto News Alerts. You'll see the live stream. We're going to end the YouTube stream, but just note this evening, I will be back for the premiere of today's show. What I do is I take the live version from today that we just recorded together live. Then we take out all the Q&A. So it's just pure content, news and content, right? And then we premiere that together live at 9 p.m. Eastern. We call it a premiere, right? So I will be here tonight premiering that, but now let's all head on over to Rumble. JV Reacts. It's going to be lit, the uncensored version of Crypto News Alerts. I appreciate each and everyone's support over here on YouTube. And I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Same bit time, same bit channel. JV out. Let's head on over to Rumble. Let's get it.